Hello and welcome to my little bookish corner of the internet. My name's Harriet. Today I really wanted to sit down and have kind of a catch up with you all. Since the new year and all, I thought I'd give you like a little roundup of things that have been going on in my life. Quite a lot has been happening recently actually. I wasn't expecting it to, but loads of stuff has happened and loads of amazing things have happened to me as well. So I really want to share those with you and just generally do like a life update, what's been going on and the things that I've been reading and so on. So yeah, grab yourself a little cup of tea and we'll have a little chat. So I suppose we'll start with maybe work. Not a lot has really been going on there. I finished my supervisor role over the Christmas period because it was a temporary job and now I'm back down to sales assistant, but I'm really enjoying it. It's been really nice to kind of see the shop in a different light and experience what the other managers kind of go through in their day-to-day. And I respected them anyway, but my respect for them has kind of blown through the roof. They deal with so much stuff and I think that it's going to make my job a little bit more interesting but also easier in a way because I know kind of exactly what is expected of me as sales assistant. So yeah, I've really been enjoying that. People have been so lovely. But yeah, work has been going really well. So that's kind of all I have to say about that. But in terms of my personal life, something very incredible happened. As of May this year, it would have been 5 years since we lost our kitten. Now, at my partner's dad's house, he has got quite a lot of cats and 2 of them weren't neutered and they did fall pregnant at the same time. So I think we had like 8 kittens or something crazy. And unfortunately one of them, who was actually our favourite, his name is JJ, I'll put a picture of him as a kitten up on the screen somewhere. He got out. Now we're fine with the cats going outside, that's kind of like what they're meant to do. But JJ actually wasn't the outdoorsy type. He preferred to kind of be inside and be very cozy, so he hadn't been out a lot. And then one night he did get out and it was while me and my partner were on holiday, so we didn't really know about it until we got back and we never found him. So when he left us, he wasn't a year old, maybe like 6 or 8 months old. I'm not sure, he was still really young. We don't know what happened to him. We tried looking and like 2 years down the line, someone says they thought that they saw him, but we tried to find him and we just couldn't. And he's a very tame cat, like he's always been very loving, he's never been very aggressive or anything like that. So I think if he was going to be doing anything, it would just be hiding, and that's probably why we didn't find him. But I was at work the other day, I was actually having a really bad day, and then I got a message with a picture of this cat on it, and the cat looked like JJ. And he had been taken into the vets because he had to have part of his tail kind of shaved because there was loads of stuff caught in it. So someone very lovingly took him into the vets as a stray and they sorted him out completely free of charge, which is incredible. And then a foster person took him in. Obviously we then went to go and see the cat. I was at work while this was happening, so it was my partner and his mum and dad. They went to go and see him. They were like, we aren't 100% sure, we need to talk to Harriet, find out if it is him, because his markings had changed very slightly. Now, the main markings that made him very distinctive, they were still there, but certain parts of him had changed. But I knew that tabby cats, the markings do change over time. They're kind of like a camouflage, and he was obviously in his winter coat. The pictures that we have of him are when he's in his summer coat, which is when he got lost. So yeah, they took him back to his mum's house instead of his dad's because there are a lot of cats at his dad's house. We knew it would stress him out. Cal's mum does have 2 female cats. They were both neutered, but they don't really care about other cats. They're kind of used to it because there used to be male cats there anyway. So he came back and I went there in the evening time and he hadn't really moved from underneath the table. So I went over and I said, "Hey JJ," and he meowed at me and he came out. Now he did go straight underneath the stairs, but he came to me and showed me his tummy, so I knew it was him. I knew it was him straight away. And obviously he was very frightened, so that night he kind of slept under the stairs. He freaked himself out a little bit. He was just trying to hide, but we managed to get him upstairs into a very small area so he could feel like a little bit more enclosed and safe. There wasn't so much going on, not so much noise. And then the following day in the afternoon was when he really came out of his shell. So me and my partner went in and we sat on the floor very calmly. We brought some food with us. He meowed at me again and he came and sat on my partner's lap. So for a cat who has potentially been outside for 5 years, to do that is just amazing. We couldn't believe it. And then he was letting us like stroke him. He was still a little bit nervous, so as soon as you would leave the room he would hide again, and then you would have to kind of make him feel okay before he came out again. So that was the first day. He did let us in the evening actually brush through his fur a little bit, and he knows how to use the litter tray. So I don't know if someone has been looking after him, but he is still not microchipped and still not neutered. So I don't think he is part of anyone's permanent life. Obviously the foster person that took him in has actually been feeding him for a couple months. So I don't know if she was letting him into the house because he was in the house when my partner went to go and visit them. So I guess that is how he is more comfortable around people. But as I say, he was always kind of a tame cat in that way. Like, he would let us pick him up, and he used to do this thing. I'll set a picture, or maybe a video. I have a video of it actually. He used to lay on his back with his paws up in the air, just his tummy completely exposed, and that's how he'd fall asleep. So yeah, he's always been very tame and very trusting. And that's what made me so nervous when he ran away, because I thought that maybe someone had stolen him, because he is a very beautiful cat. We believe that he has got some Maine Coon in him as well. So yeah, we were really worried. But anyway, the following day after that, I went round in the morning because I had to go home that night, and then I was going to work, so I went to go and see him. And again, he was kind of hiding, but I called his name, he meowed at me and came out, and then we had a little stroke. And then I went back to work, came back after work, because obviously I'm obsessed. I want to spend as much time with him as possible. And we managed to get him up on the bed. So he is now sleeping on the bed, and he sleeps on the bed while my partner is sleeping as well. So he stays in there, he doesn't hide anymore. And he's just so much more confident. It's amazing to see the change in literally like 3 days. It's been crazy, but we are just so incredibly happy to have him home. I have not cried like that in a little while. My partner never cries, but he did tear up a little bit when we were sat on the bed with him, and we were just like, our little boy is home, he's home finally. And there is this incredibly large amount of guilt that we haven't been with him for the last 5 years. I know it's not anything that we could have done, because he did just run out the door, and we just couldn't find him no matter what. In terms of where he was found kind of, I don't know how to describe this. We're in an area, and it's all part of one big area, and he was found like 3 blocks over, or 3 areas over, I should say. So yeah, he was there, which is where someone said that they thought they saw him a couple of years ago, which is so frustrating because he's probably been there this whole time. But yeah, I'm just so glad that he trusts us and that he's happy, and he doesn't even want to go outside now. Like, he's not scratching at the door or waiting at the door or anything. He just kind of stays with us, and when you get off the bed, he'll follow you and he'll meow at you. He's just so sweet. He's adorable. So yeah, that's like a huge thing that's changed in my life recently. Calum's mum's going to keep him there. We are going to get him microchipped. We'll take him and go and get him microchipped, and then until we move out, he will stay with my partner's mum, and then when we move out, he's going to come with us. So that is very exciting. It doesn't even feel like a big step for me and Calum, because obviously we had him before. I don't think we would have ever considered taking him with us, because he would have been my partner's dad's cat, but now he's kind of ours. So it's going to be really nice. We're going to have a cat, which is so sweet. I know it's a huge responsibility, but I'm already going to start paying for like cat food and everything that he needs, and vet bills and things like that. So I will have that responsibility before we move out, and then I'll kind of be used to it, kind of thing. So yeah, we're really excited. That's like a huge part of my life that has changed in the last couple of weeks. It's been madness, but I am just filled with so much happiness and so much joy, and it's given me like a real boost for life, and made me really consider how wonderful, magical life can be when you can really give your love to something and give it the best life ever. So yeah, it's very exciting. And because of that, I will talk about the books that I've been reading at the moment. One of the books will be quite obvious why I'm reading it. So I've got it here. I finally started it. It's If Cats Disappeared from the World. I have a feeling I probably will have finished this by the time this video goes up. But it's by Genki Kawamura, and we are following our main character, who's been told that he basically has less than 6 months to live, and he has a encounter with the devil, and the devil says that he can take something from this world to give this man one more day of life. And it's currently, as I'm reading it, following different things, but I know that the main thing is what would happen if cats disappeared from the world, because he has this little cat and it's called Cabbage, which is the cutest name for a cat ever. It's been very emotional because it's dealing a lot with death, and currently I've been having major anxiety surrounding death. I'm not going to get into it too much, but when I started reading this, I did have like a kind of mini panic attack, but I have pushed through that, and I think this book is going to help me to kind of not overcome that fear, because it's always going to be there, but it's going to help me settle with it and think more about life itself rather than death. So yeah, I have been enjoying it. It's quite a short book. I feel like I'm going to finish it probably today or tomorrow, but I thought I'd show it off, and it's beautiful cover as well, so I have been reading that. And then the other book that I've been reading is definitely not short, and that is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I am only on page 131 at the moment. It's really intense and really heavy, but I am having a good time with it, and I don't really get why people are complaining about it so far, but I'm not even like a third of the way through, so we will see. And then really the only other thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that my book sleeve came. And this is for my Kindle specifically, but it is the Slytherin Pride little book sleeve. I'll insert some clips of it so you can see it. But I spoke about it in my kind of Christmassy haul. I bought this for myself to go over my Kindle because I got a new hard case for my Kindle that is yellow. So I wanted this to go with it, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'll leave the link down below so you can go and check it out. I'm not sponsored or anything. I bought it with my own money, but I just think that it's very well made, and it's got this cute little zip on the top as well. So yeah, I definitely want to read more books that are on my Kindle because I have quite a few on there at the moment. So that's going to be something that I can focus on this year. Definitely let me know down below in the comments what you've been up to, if you have anything really interesting that's going on or anything planned. I'm going to be going to America in April, which is really exciting. I'm hoping to do a couple vlogs while I'm out there too, so I'll definitely be sharing that with you. But yeah, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!